Welcome to another edition of Our Schools. It's my pleasure today to talk about dual credit courses. Now, you may wonder, what are dual credit courses? Well, those are courses that our students can participate in high school and receive not only a high school credit, but a college credit. Now, I can tell you, as a father of 3 daughters, it greatly benefited all 3 of my children. They left high school with 18 to 21 hours. That was before we had the opportunities that we have today. And our district has done some amazing things. We've dramatically increased the number of students participating. In 2013-14, we had 308 students. In 14-15, 404. And this last year, 532 students and parents took advantage of this great opportunity. Joining me today are Jerry Henderson, our Director of Secondary Education, Jody Cummings, Technical College of the Lowcountry, and Brad Terachuk, a TCL instructor here at Well Branch Early College High School, as well as a previous employee teaching regular courses. So Jerry, let me start with you. What type or sort of dual credit opportunities are available for students?
Beaufort County School District offers dual credit opportunities to every high school student within Beaufort County School District. We have 6 high schools. In addition, we also have Island Academy. Those juniors and seniors who are enrolled in the school that meet the prerequisite by taking the Accuplacer Test can take advantage of the dual credit program. Here at Well Branch Early College High School, these students have an opportunity to take advantage as early as the 9th grade.
Now Jody, TCL is a wonderful partner, and we do a lot of things together. We value that partnership. But what is behind it for TCL? Why are they so committed to helping us ensure students are receiving this college credit?
My belief and understanding is that TCL is in the partnership because it is an affordable educational opportunity for our community and surrounding communities. Whether a student, when the students engage in the college coursework and gain the experience or of the rigor of the college coursework, it enables them to transition on to 4-year colleges or universities, or it can enable them to enter into career paths and go directly into the job workforce and pursue their career path that way. So it is a commitment to the community, and the benefits to all the community constituents are going to be immeasurable as these students come back and enter into the workforce, whether it's a professional career, whether it's a workforce ready career. All are necessary for our community to thrive. And so I think the benefits to all of our community constituents are just going to be so enhanced when all of these students make their contributions.
Yeah, and I think you just mentioned something that a lot of parents and our community may not know, is the dual credit is just not a credit for, say, attending TCL. There are different avenues that a student could decide to take. It could be a transfer program, it could be a direct associates, it could be a certificate program, right?
That is correct. And the certificate programs, enable students to go directly into the job workforce, and are ready for their jobs, as they take those career paths. And all are equally important. Every community needs all of those available job opportunities, and TCL is there to assist students to pursue their dreams, in whichever path they're choosing to take.
Right. Now, Brad, obviously, as we expand this program, we need more qualified instructors.
Right.
And there is a difference between being able to teach just a high school course and a course for college credit. You're in a unique position. You're an adjunct professor for TCL as well. So what are some of those differences, and what did you have to do differently to plan to put yourself in this position?
The biggest thing for me was I had to have additional courses dealing with my content area. And so I had to have roughly 18 plus hours of additional social studies courses for my master's degree in order to be able to teach at both universities and here at the campus.
Now, and as you're teaching the courses, you've taught regular high school level courses and now you're teaching college level courses. What are some of the main challenges or differences?
The biggest challenge that I see is getting students to prepare for tests and homework and reading. A lot of your college courses, they are required readings where they're going to have to read 40, 50, 60 pages before the next class comes. And so they have to sit down and they have to schedule out their time of when they're going to be reading, how they're taking notes, and how they prepare for actually taking those tests. Because there is a big difference between taking a high school test and, say, a straight essay test for a college course. And so time and reading are the two biggest pieces that I've seen.
Jerry, we hear a lot about cost.
Yes.
What does this cost our students? What cost savings there may be to the student and the family? So let's talk a little bit about cost. What does it cost our students?
Dr. Moss, it costs our students absolutely nothing. The parents and the students have to pay no cost for their students to participate in the early college program. The fee is absorbed. Fees and tuitions are absorbed by TCL and Beaufort County School Districts. If there is a book in which the student need, the Beaufort County School District would purchase those books and we actually deliver them to the school so the students can have those books prior to the class commencing.
And when we look at the students, can just anyone sign up for the class, or is there actually a criteria? And Jody, either you or Jerry can speak to that.
I think we would
But
both say
both
the
is the
same
same.
thing.
Yes.
Yes, the students have to meet the college's prerequisite for admission into the college coursework. And then there are some additional parameters the Beaufort County School District has put in there, in that they want them to be eligible for transferable college coursework. And so that puts a little bit of a higher bar on it, and but it's achievable, and students that are in the program, have had great success with it once they get into it and understand, the rigor of the college coursework. And so they do have to take the college's placement test, the Accuplacer Test, but we also can look at their SAT, ACT scores. And so there are various avenues, that enable them to be eligible to enroll into the college coursework. But that's just to ensure their success. We want to make sure that, academically, that they are going to be successful, once they enter into the college coursework.
Anything you want to add to that, Jerry?
Jody is absolutely correct. And one thing about the Accuplacer test, it is web-based and the students get the results immediately. They can actually take that test at the school. We have a TCL liaison that work with us that actually goes to the school and work with the school counselor to administer that test, or they can go to TCL campus and that test is free of charge.
Okay. Brad, Jody mentioned rigor. How are our students responding to that level of rigor?
They actually step up to it. We sometimes see that students don't really want to, or we think that they aren't going to back down from it. The students that I see, they actually want that challenge. They want they want more work than they are actually given. They want to be challenged in the classroom and get them to think at a higher level. And they like having more put onto them. And they'll ask so many more questions. They actually enjoy it. And you see them respond to you in the classroom more than you would in a normal high school class.
When we think about challenges, so what are our challenges to continue to grow this program?
Well, the challenge, there's really none to the family because, again, we're absorbing the cost. The rewards are out there, and as Jody said, they're immeasurable. For a student and a parent to take advantage of this program, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later, they're immeasurable. We have students that have gone on, have been totally successful. All the courses credits have been accepted by higher institutions of learning. And so right now, I cannot even think of a negative associated with this because it's a win-win for both, as Jody mentioned, the school district and the community.
Now, are we offering this opportunity at all of our campuses?
As mentioned earlier, we're offering it at all of our 6 high schools, to include Island Academy, which is new, along with May River. Both of those high schools have students in the early college program.
If we don't offer a class on campus,
are kids allowed to take that class on the TCL campus? And if so, how are they transported?
If a student is interested in taking a class on either one of TCL campus, the New River or the Beaufort campus, they can take those courses there. However, that student and their parent are responsible for transportation.
So sort of like our choice schools.
Correct, most definitely.
Brad, when you look at our students and the amount of time and effort they have to put in those courses, and you compare it, say, to an AP course that you may have taught at the high school level, are they pretty comparable?
Yes, actually they are. I've also obviously done numerous courses with the AP standards, and so the amount of reading and what they have to do, they're pretty close to what we get, and they're right on level with what they're going to get on normal college campus too.
So it's a pretty good pilot or test for a child or student.
Yes.
To decide if they really want to work at the college level.
Correct. They'll know right away whether they are prepared or not prepared. And it really helps, especially with the seniors, as they start pushing forward, that they know that, all right, I'm getting to be maybe a sophomore or a junior when I get to college, and I'm going to have to work just a little bit harder. But they know once they leave our campus and go into a normal college, that they're ready.
Jody, when we look out into the future, what are the next steps from TCL's perspective? Are we looking at additional offerings?
Yes.
What other kind of commitments would we be looking at between the two agencies?
I think the answer to that is yes on all fronts. The expansion of the offerings, the expansion of the coursework, to even come into greater play with the CAPE program, and those workforce ready types of fields. TCL stands ready to assist and do whatever may be necessary, to assist the school district with whatever their needs may be.
Well, as we tie this segment up, let's go back and each one of you tell me what you see as the greatest strength of offering our students the opportunity for dual credit. Brad?
I think it's challenging the students to think at higher levels, just more than what they would get in normal classroom. So I think it's the students. The students are the greatest strength.
I would agree with that, and I would also add, that I think it's an educational opportunity that is tenfold for what a family and a student is going to be able to recognize once they move through it. It's not until they come back and understand, what they really gain from all of this, that it begins to hit home. But I would say the students are our greatest resource, and they're the future of our community.
Jerry?
I would like to add to what has already been mentioned, that one of the greatest rewards is the financial advantage to the parents. An average four-year college costs $23,000 to $25,000 per year. There is so much money that can be saved, and instead of going to college for 4 years and getting a bachelor's, you could end up with a master's.
Well, and I think that's the greatest benefit. It's really students, and financial savings for parents. We'll see you at the next segment. Good job.
I think it's
Hey, what'd you get me?
Just what you need, a diet soda.
Cute. Remember, we gotta take these bottles and cans home to the recycling bin.
That's right, never throw them away. Let's boogie.
Hey, I'm Tony Hawk, and you're watching the County Channel.
Is that one in the black?
Hello, the early college story here at Well Branch was really a low-profile story for a few years, but now it's truly exploded. And it is a pleasure for me to have some wonderful panelists today that's going to tell us why it's exploded. But before we get to the panelists, what we would like you to know is in 2012, we had 2 students that graduated with both a high school diploma and a 2-year degree. In 13, 2 students. In 14, that number increased to 7. In 15, 9. And this last year, 15 students graduated from early college with both a high school diploma and a 2-year degree simultaneously. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but if you think about it, 5 years ago, from going from 2 to 15 in the demands, that is a tremendous number of growth in our student population. Those that have completed college courses and earning college credits have increased from 24% the first year in 2012 to 23, 33, 28, but this past year, 34%. Over a third of our students taking at least one college course and credit. So joining me on this segment is Kimberly Brown, who is the head guidance counselor here at Well Branch Early College High School. And a lot of this success can be attributed to her advising our students. We also have Sheila Saunders, who's a parent of students, more than one, here at the early college. And what you're going to hear from Sheila, I think, is going to be exactly what we believe every parent believes. And then Brianna Millage, who has experienced these courses herself. But Kimberly, let's start with you. When you start advising students, tell me what it is you tell them to get them excited about the opportunities of taking a dual credit course.
Okay. Coming in last year, our students, we faced still some hesitation. The students are afraid of the rigor. They're afraid of being challenged a little bit, of coming out of their comfort zone. But this year, we have seen a culture change. We have students running to us, wanting to know when can they take the placement test, when can they get in the classes. They know students, they have friends who are in there who are doing well. The more students we get in the classes, the more the students are our best cheerleaders for our courses. We have students in the 10th grade this year who've started this year and who have started telling the students, the other students, that they're doing well, that they enjoy it, that they get to do different types of discussions and different types of activities. In our science courses, they get to do labs. So the students are actually really selling the program. But when a student comes and says they want to start the courses, we talk about their current high school grades and how they're doing, what level of courses are they taking. Are they taking honors courses or regular courses? Have they been successful? And then we begin to prepare them for the placement test, to practice, to do some study questions, and do some tests, and make sure that they're ready to take the test to prepare for the courses. So the advertising part, the students are doing it on their own, and we just work with them to get them ready to take the test and to start the courses.
And that's a wonderful selling point, being students. So Brianna, senior, correct?
Yes, sir.
So as a senior and a participant in some of the courses, how are you that selling person? How do you describe these courses to your classmates, and what have been your experiences in the courses?
Okay, I sell the courses, as you can say. I sell them by stating the challenges ahead of the course. So, you know, a course is not going to be easy. It's a challenge, and the challenging is the fun part, I think, in my opinion. I feel that if I explain to students that, oh, in Dr. P's class, we're dissecting a cat, that is like so fun. So if you sell that to them,
now, I will have to say that it's probably the first time I've heard a student say dissecting a cat is fun.
I mean, it gives you hands-on experience that I enjoy hands-on experience. So it gives you hands-on experience that you don't get in a regular class. And you also like have students of your same level. Like, it's challenging, but you're not going to be bored about it. You're going to push yourself to these limits that you never thought you could push yourself to. So I think that's how I sell it to students. I give them what we do in class that is way different from an average class or like honors class. It's the fact that we're challenging ourselves and teachers are challenging us, and you have the professors that are also challenging you and helping you out like in an everyday college class.
Now, Sheila, you're a veteran
I am.
of having students participate in dual credit. So,
Yes.
As a parent, what do you see as the benefits for the children you've had go through the program?
The benefit, that's a great question. And in response to that, I will piggyback off of what Ms. Henderson said. I would invite the parents to take a look at the annual tuition of any four-year university, in-state and out-of-state. Take a look at that and do the math. And we didn't have the early college program when I was in high school, but we can do simple math. And I would say with one of our children, it has saved us about $52,000
Wow.
in tuition. She's a senior at Clemson this year and getting ready to walk, and all of that is from the early college program, taking advantage of that here and really moving forward and addressing all of her educational needs.
And Sheila, you've heard the comments of it being challenging and engaging.
Yes, absolutely.
As you discussed the classes with your children, what were their opinions on the rigor of the courses?
Well, they're still kids. So a few of our children, they were ready for it. A couple of them really hesitated. But when you focus on the end result, you're very upfront with your children and you say, look, this is hard. This is going to be hard.
Well, it's college work.
Exactly. But the reward at the end is worth it. And you have those nights where they might be struggling, they want to go to bed, but they still have work to do. You just rub their back, give them another glass of sweet tea, and encourage them and remind them of the big goal.
Right.
And that is walking across the stage and being handed an associate's degree or two.
Now, Kimberly, when you're talking with students, do you get a feel for which ones have the desire to put in that extra time, that extra effort, and how do you work with students to nudge them, push them, encourage them, those that are right on the fence to jump into this type of program?
Okay, I mean, we have different types of students. We have the Briannas who it's a no-brainer that this is, without this opportunity, high school would have probably not been a great experience for her because she's well beyond the rigor of a high school course. So for her, we have many of those students. For students, we have many students also who you would not have thought could have succeeded in a college course and who rise to the occasion. So we're focusing on trying to find students who are not necessarily in that top 10% and who have the ability and maybe no one has ever told them that they can do it. We have several students taking courses for the first time this semester who you would be surprised that are in those college classes and are thriving because they have the ability and maybe they've been bored, maybe they've not done well in school. So we have the ability to untraditionally look for students who would thrive and push those students. And because it's in the building, we can still support them in those college classes and make sure they thrive and succeed.
Okay. Brianna,
Yes, sir.
when you're looking at the high school courses, the college courses, obviously there's a difference.
Yes, sir.
What is that difference and how do you find that balance? As Ms. Brown was mentioning, to be able to know that in this class you may have to work a lot harder, and then you have another class where it might not be quite as demanding because it's not a college course.
Yes, sir.
So how do you find that balance as a student?
Okay, as the balance, I have to learn time management. I'm slowly learning it at the moment. So the balance is time management. Like last week I had a chemistry test as well as a biology 210 test. And on the same day, that's two different sciences. So I had to balance my time, like after swimming practice, I had to study for biology and then take a few minutes to study for chemistry, then wake up early in the morning to study for chemistry and then review over biology again so I can be prepared for both tests. I feel that like it's a major difference because chemistry, I can just go in the class, take my notes and know everything that she just said. I don't need to do any hands-on thing because it's simple to me. And then I can go in biology, I have to take notes, make flashcards, and just do a little bit more work than I have to do in chemistry. Yes, sir.
Sheila, as a parent,
Yes.
We support our children to do a lot of things.
Yes.
So was it your support of your children to know that they could take the dual credit courses? Were you a major influencer in helping to make that decision? And what would you tell other parents?
Absolutely. The parents are very significant in getting their children, pushing their children, encouraging their children to continue on. What would I tell other parents? Stay the course. If you want your children to be successful, they will be successful. If you expect them to do their work and you help them through that, they will.
When we're looking at the courses, Kimberly, when you talk with students, those that just want to sort of put their toe in the water versus those that go all the way for the degree, is there a different type of counseling you do with those students?
Well, we start all of our students off with 2. We try to start all of them off with 2 courses because they're required to take at least 2 courses. So we're able to get a feel from those 2 courses of how they would do, and do we want to keep them at 2 or we want to push them. We have seniors who have taken 5 or 6. They're all college courses and no high school courses. It just depends on the student, what level they're ready to handle. But we have students in 12th grade right now who want to try to get in next semester, their last semester. So they're starting to see the value in college courses, whether they're degree seeking, certificate seeking, or we have some students that are just saying, I just want to try it before I go for real, to see if I can handle it, to see what it's like.
The rigor of the
yes.
course.
So there's a wide range of students, from degree seeking, certificate seeking, and we have some students that are just taking courses as they're able to, has their ability level or what they're interested in.
Well, as we're starting to wrap this up, what's the one piece of advice you would give to students or parents on why they should seriously consider taking a dual credit course? We'll start with you.
My one piece of advice would be for students is step out of their comfort zone. We still have students who have the ability and have the test scores and who are still scared to do it. So to step out while they have the support in the building, while the teachers are in the building, while they have us, to step out and try it here, because it's going to be so much easier than when they try it for the first time away from home on a college campus.
Sheila?
Absolutely. To the students and the parents, it would be stay the course. Very simple. Just stay the course and you'll accomplish great things.
Brianna, what is it that you would say to your classmates or to students entering the high school to encourage them to give this some consideration?
I would say look at the big picture, the end result. You know, it will be challenging. It is going to be challenging because it was challenging for me. I say to set your goals and accomplish your goals. If you look at the college classes, you're getting, like Ms. Sheila was saying, is the cost is free. So if you just set your goals and you take the college classes, you can go into infinity and beyond. So just
And I would say, as a parent of 3 daughters that took advantage of this, they did not have the opportunity for the degree, but they had the opportunity to take the courses. It saved me financially.
Yes.
It also relieved their stress at the next level, because they knew they could get out in the acquired time in the 4 years without having to overload themselves in courses. And you're exactly right, Kimberly. It gave them an opportunity to try classes at a college level. So hopefully our parents, our students, will view dual credit courses much differently and see the rigor, the advantages of what they can gain financially and personally from academic growth. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Our Schools.